AI is going to be the single most catastrophic and beneficial tool that has ever been introduced to the tax industry. Let me give you some data before I give you my opinion. You see, Thomson Reuters just released their 2026 AI in Professional Services report, and they stated that 62% of professionals are using AI daily. 34% are deploying it at an organizational level, and that's up from 21% a year ago. The CEO of Wolters Kluwer said AI adoption in the industry has more than quadrupled in the last 12 months. Intuit is pushing AI into all of their ecosystem, including ProConnect. Wolters Kluwer released CCH Access Expert AI last year. Thomson Reuters released Co-Counsel Tax and Audit last March. These are not startups. These are established companies who are adopting the most powerful technology in our lifetime. And Thomson Reuters even found something that should stop every established firm owner in the country. Firms without a clear AI strategy will fall behind within the next 3 years. So when I tell you that compliance work as we know it today is going to be commoditized to zero margins in the next 3 to 5 years, that is not an opinion. This is the data speaking. But here's the part that nobody in the industry is saying. AI is not the thing replacing you. You are replacing you. Every single day, established firm owners are making decisions with AI that are quietly making themselves more replaceable. I've spent the last 18 years in the tax industry. I built a 7-figure compliance firm. Then I pivoted and built an 8-figure advisory practice on top of that firm. At my peak, I had over 150 employees. I lived the exact shift that I'm about to describe to you in this training. I went from the part of the industry that AI is flattening right now to the part of the industry that AI cannot touch. Today, I run Tax Maverick. We've trained over 1,200 firm owners. Together, we have collectively identified over $1 billion in tax savings for our clients. And recently, I published an article on CPA Practice Advisor on the exact topic I'm talking to you here about today. What I'm about to share with you come from direct conversations I have with my coaching clients. These are from established firm owners making $200,000 to even $1 million plus in revenue each year. This is not theory. This is what's happening right now in real firms like yours. Today, I'm going to share with you 3 specific mistakes established firm owners are making with AI right now. The firms that are going to continue to grow through the next 5 years are not the ones with the best AI tools. They are the ones using AI in the right layer of their business. Most of you are using AI in the wrong area. All right, mistake number 1. You're automating the wrong problem for the wrong person. Let me tell you a story about Mike. Mike is a firm owner that I work with one-on-one, and he's out of New Jersey, and he has been in business for over 20 years. A lot of his clients come from, his book that he built over the years. He's got referrals from financial advisors. He's got hundreds of tax returns that he files every single year. He's a grinder. He likes to work hard. And every time I've talked to him, he's so driven to win. And to top it off, he's probably one of the nicest guys I've ever worked with, which is really, honestly, probably part of the problem I'm about to explain. So we get on our call in mid-December. I ask him how things are going, and he says to me, David, man, I got to share this with you. You're probably going to want to do this too. And I said, what's going on? And he says, we are starting to use this new AI tool. I'm about to get onboarded, and I'm excited. And he starts telling me about this beautiful tool. He paints it for me. It is going to solve all problems. It's going to data entry returns. It's going to identify forms that are missing. It's going to save us a bunch of time. It's going to change everything in my business. As I listen to him pitch me on this new AI tool, I look over and I say, what problem are you trying to solve by getting this tool? And he looks to me and he says, David, well, my team, they spend a lot of time working on returns. And I said, okay, is that a big problem in your business? He goes, well, David, if they had more time, they could get this done faster, we could take on more volume and they'd be less stressed. And I said, Mike, every day you have to walk into your business and you have to determine what are the biggest fires in your business. Consider yourself a firefighter, and you walk in with only 1 bucket of water, and you have to look around you and say, which fire is the biggest? And I said, if I asked you right now, what fire is the biggest in your business? Is it filing tax returns? And he says, that's a great question. Because I said, Mike, some fires just need to burn. And I'm telling you, this is probably not the biggest fire in the building. He says, yeah, I hear you, but I've already committed, so I'm just going to go ahead and push forward. My team's going to handle the rollout. They'll take care of it. I'll just let you know how it goes. I said, okay, just keep me posted. A few weeks later, I flew out to his office. I met with his team. I asked him how the implementation of this new amazing tool was working out. Most of them gave me this polite, hey, it's good, no. And I said, okay. Now, one of his best producers, her name's Sharon, says to me, well, I feel like I'm doing double work when I used it. And that was the key word, used it. See, she goes, I'm going to have to review these things twice because I can't trust that AI is going to do it right. So I do it myself twice. So might as well just do the work myself. She goes, this feels like an additional expense to the company for no real reason. Mike looked over at her and said, hey, you know what? I understand. It's a little longer process, but you're going to come around. Just you see, AI is the future. Sharon was his best producer. She filed hundreds of returns by herself. She told him directly that the tool did not solve her problem. Yet he still took on this initiative, right? So it was interesting because Mike just wrote her off. And this was probably one of the most important people in his firm. See, he was not solving her problem, even though he said he was. He was trying to rescue the team members who could not keep up with her. He was trying to prop up his underperforming team with AI. I went back to him after that visit and I said, you see the pushback, you see what your best person is telling you. Maybe this is a little more than you need to do right now. And he says to me, David, no, I'm gonna make this happen and it's gonna be great and Shanna's gonna come around. I talked to Mike 2 weeks ago, right after tax season. He says, David, honestly, we haven't really used the tool. We did not have time to test it or use it. We're going to rely on this later. We're just going to get back to it in a few weeks. So guess what? Mike is still in the same spot with a new tool, but less money in his pocket. Let that sink in, less money in your pocket. How many of us have bought a tool that we don't use? You see, you can't bring AI into a broken process. You can't use AI to cover the wrong team. Every serious article written in the industry in the last 6 months is saying the exact same thing. AI does not fix weak processes. It exposes them. It just makes the chaos worse. A recent piece in today's CPA put it in these exact words. The firms benefiting most from AI are the ones clearly defining service tiers, standardizing workflows, and consistently reviewing expectations. The firms struggling with AI are the ones that never defined those things in the first place. In the Thomson Reuters 2026 report, they found that 19% of firms deploying AI are actually measuring whether it is working. More than half of them are not measuring it at all. So most firm owners are writing checks for AI tools and have no idea if those tools are helping them or just scaling their existing mess. Mike is not the exception. He is really the norm in this industry today. Before you buy another AI tool, write down the most painful workflows in your business. Maybe it's communication with the clients. Maybe it's filing returns. Maybe it's something. But for each one of those, ask yourself one question. Is the painful feeling that you are experiencing because we have too much work or because we never built a system or process to solve it? And if the answer is no system or process, AI is not the solution, and it will amplify what is already broken. It's just an expense. The next question is whether AI even belongs in your firm, because most of you are pointing it at the wrong layer of your business. Mistake number 2, you are sending AI to the bottom of your business. It belongs at the top. Here's the second mistake. Look at where AI is being used the most in firms right now. They're trying to data entry, return prep, document routing, research. All of it at the bottom of the business. All of it inside your team's work. Most firms are not putting AI in front of their owner. And to be honest, that's backwards. See, the owner is the one who needs better intelligence. The owner is the one making the decisions that actually shape the firm. Who to hire, who to let go, what clients to cut, what services to kill, what prices to raise, what strategies to scale. None of these decisions get easier because your team can enter 30% faster returns. Let me show you what AI at the top of your business actually looks like. Here's a story from another firm owner that I coach. His name's James. Now, before my visits, I always ask for financials, and James sent me his data a week ahead of time. It was good, clean. He gave me his product mix, what he was offering, bookkeeping, payroll, tax. He had his client types. He said, these are, business clients. These are individual clients. He had revenue categorized by the line items of each service that he offered. All of it. It was great. I had him summarize all that data for me the way he saw it, and his summary was reasonable at best. But here's what I know after 18 years. Most people interpret data through the lens of the opinions they hold. So I told him I was going to run it through my AI model, the way I look at my business. And I asked it specific questions. I said, tell me what sticks out. Evaluate the data. What expenses, what revenue items should I be looking at? What part of this business is not performing well? Now, we have trained an AI model to do this. So the way you ask these questions really determines how you get the answers. And it's not just for AI. This is true for business. Better questions, better answers. The AI came back immediately with things that he didn't see and things that I wanted to see. His payroll was high for the revenue he was producing. There was thousands of dollars of uncategorized revenue and expenses, which usually means there's pricing or billing issues and hiding underneath things. It also means that they don't have a handle on expenses. Some of his expenses were out of line comparatively to other firms of the same size, and revenue per client was low. I walked into that meeting with a completely different set of questions than James expected. We spent the day looking at what the data actually showed. And we made real decisions about his team, about his pricing, about his client base. Think about the difference. Mike used AI to speed up data entry for his team. James and I used AI to surface business intelligence for the owner. Same technology, completely different layer, completely different result. Here's what the research says. A piece in today's CPA earlier this year highlighted the most practical use of AI in a growing firm is preparing advisory conversations before they happen. It can look at income analysis, variances of income from year to year, exploration of opportunities, scenario modeling, all of it delivered to the owner or the strategist before they sit down with the client. That is AI pointed at the top of a business. That is the pattern that is pulling ahead of all competition. CPA Trendlines reports that firms using AI to enable premium advisory are seeing up to 80% increase in revenue, not because AI made these tax professionals better. It's because AI freed up their strategy time and gave them better data. The Thomson Reuters 2025 Future of Professional reports found that firms with a clear AI strategy are 3 to 4 times more likely to see revenue growth and efficiency gains than firms without one. The difference is the layer of your business where the tool lives. Prepare a list of every AI tool or software you're paying for right now. Next to each one, write down who benefits. Is it your team or is it you? If the honest answer is that it's more for the team than it is for you, then you probably have a layer problem. You're focusing on the wrong layer of your business. So now you fixed this. You fixed the process. You move AI to the right layer. There's one more mistake. It is the one nobody wants to hear because it's not about the tool or system. It's about you. Mistake number 3. AI cannot replace the conversation, but it will replace you if you're not having one. So here's the third big mistake. In 3 to 5 years, the math on a return is going to be effectively free. A client will be able to upload a transcript from the IRS into AI. AI will cross-check that to spot missing forms. It may even contact the issuer of those forms to get those forms collected. It will ask the clients a few questions. It will prepare the return. It will even give basic strategy advice. That is not speculation. Thomson Reuters co-counsel is already reporting that tax research tasks that once took 3 to 5 hours now take 15 to 30 minutes. A mid-sized firm using AI prep tools reported 50 to 70% reduction in individual return prep time. Most of you are hearing that and either not believing it or hoping it takes longer. It will not take longer. Here's the one thing AI is not going to be able to do. It's not going to know the client. I have had this happen in my own practice more times than I can count. We run a client data through our software. We identify tax strategies. We walk into the meeting ready to present. And the client says something we never saw coming. They say, David, those strategies look great, but I'm planning to buy real estate this year. Is this going to affect my ability to get a loan? Or David, I'm planning on selling my business. I had 2 offers already out there. How does this change what we're already recommending and what we're going to do? See, nothing on the returns told us any of this. AI would never have found it unless there was a conversation that we had with our client. The information only exists in that conversation, and the moment that the client says it, the entire strategy can change. Because a tax move that makes perfect sense in theory can blow up a business sale or a loan or a mortgage. The right strategy for a return can be the wrong strategy for their life. This is why the most important call in a business is not the prep call. It is the strategy call. The conversation is where we find out what the client is actually building, what financial position they're in, what they're afraid of, what the next 12 months looks like. This is what we're very clear about with our community members in Tax Maverick. The software we built identifies strategies. It finds them faster than any human being on earth can find. But the software does not finish the work. Because you still have to sit across from that client and say, here's what I found, here's what it's worth, and here's how it fits into your life, your goals, your risk, your family, your future. That is the conversation that you must have. So here's the hard truth. If you do not have that conversation with your top clients right now, AI is going to take them from you. Not because AI is better than you, but because the clients never had a reason to choose you over something faster and cheaper. You gave them their tax return. The AI is going to give them the same return. They will pay AI or even get it for free. Here's your homework. Put your top 10 clients, pull a report or create an Excel or write it down. For each one of them, write down the last conversation you had with them. Was it about just a deadline? Was it about a number that you needed? Or was it a real conversation about their business, about their goals, about their income, about what is going to happen in the next 12 months? If you cannot remember, and they're on that list, those clients are at risk of being lost. You have maybe one more tax season with those clients before someone else or some technology takes them and builds that relationship better than you can. Here's what's actually happening. AI is not killing the industry. It's really the broken processes and systems and businesses that they're trying to throw AI on top of that's creating chaos, like those that Mike was trying to solve for his team, or those that James thought he understood until he really realized that AI could really change his business. You see, you can't see the picture when you're inside the frame. Better tools is not the solution. It's better systems and processes. Here's the real problem. Most tax firms are just going to watch AI. They're going to look at demos, they're going to see tools, and they're going to wait to see what happens. They're going to hope that the market gives them a few more years just to get by on the old model. But Thomson Reuters says that you don't have many more years. They have 3 at best. The firms growing through this shift are the firms that leveraged AI tools. They're the ones who stopped using AI to go faster down the wrong ladder and started using AI to move up the right one. I hope this triggers you to have the conversation with your top clients and not just letting the next 5 years fly by. AI is not deciding who survives. You are every single day. If you're ready to position your firm for AI and do it the right way, the link in the description is to book a call with me and my team. We've helped over 1,200 firm owners just like you with the exact shift. And I did it myself before I even taught anyone else. I look forward to seeing you in our community.